Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Oh no, this is afternoon, isn't it? It's 1 o'clock, right? 1 o'clock. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is something that I'm doing new today. Just join me every Sunday. I'm going to be doing probably noon, but today I started a little late because I didn't know how I was going to do my intro. But anyway, this is just something that I'm going to be doing every Sunday from now on, like 30 minutes. So just kicking it with Tonya and just getting to know you and kick it with you and just show you part of my life from like behind the scenes and just show you my family, like my son Max who's trying to hide. Say Max, hello Max. Just show your face. This is my mini me. My mini me. My mini me. No, so just something to do behind the scenes and just say hello and kick it with you. So today I'm actually going to be doing 3 tips about how to leave a broken relationship. And the reason I'm going to be doing that is because for the past 3 weeks, I have been interestingly talking to men who have been struggling with leaving broken relationships. So I figured today would be a good opportunity, not to mention to introduce my new show, which is it's called Kick It With Tonya. Just kick it with me. Where I'm going to be doing this and I'm just going to be showing you. So today when I'm talking and doing my 3 things you need to do to leave a broken relationship, I'm also going to be cooking my breakfast or my brunch. That's what you call it, because it's breakfast for me because it's the first meal. But I'm going to be making steak and eggs and pancakes, and then I'm going to make me a fruit smoothie. So I'm going to hurry up and talk so I can start the smoothie because I know it's going to be kind of loud and I'm not going to be able to. Hello, how are you? I'm not going to be able to speak to you while I'm doing my blender. So, yeah, that look, it's going to be so good, so good. So, look, and I'm going to actually show some of my ingredients. I don't know, maybe I don't want to give some of my secrets away. But mostly today is just, like I said, just to kick it with me and to show a little bit behind the scenes of what I do. Just my life on a little personal level and just to connect. So, again, today's topic, I'm going to be talking about 3 things you can do to prepare yourself better for leaving a broken relationship. And I definitely know, coming from a broken relationship, I just recently divorced a very toxic person. And if I walk away from my camera, forgive me, I'm just getting some ingredients because I'm again cooking my steak and eggs and my pancakes, cinnamon pancakes at that. But I just recently walked away from a very toxic relationship. And it took a lot out of me, and I was definitely challenged with a lot of things that I had to endure mentally by facing a lot of things and addressing a lot of personal issues that I really had been running from a long, long time. So because I was running from those things about myself, I was always hiding behind that broken relationship. And I actually, during my self-therapy and my own healing process of getting past this broken relationship, I had to be real with myself, and I was just really honest and just kicked it with myself and just accepted the fact that I was hiding behind these broken relationships because I felt broken, number one, and I didn't believe in myself. I wasn't confident. I didn't believe that I could actually do what I was setting out to achieve to do. So it was easier for me to hide behind these broken and toxic ass relationships. So if it failed, it was easy for me to blame them, which is what I did. Can you personally divorce a family member in life and rejoin in heaven? Okay, you can do what you want to do. I done divorced my family. A lot of them. I had to say that speech yesterday because they very rarely support anything I do. Very rarely, and I've had to accept that. And divorcing and letting go of, that's a broken relationship. Divorcing and letting go of just any type of broken relationship. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a job. And in the midst of me leaving that broken relationship, I also left a toxic job. I just left a lot of toxic things behind from my life because it no longer served a purpose for me. But I definitely had to understand quite a few things that I didn't want to accept about myself. I didn't want to understand. I didn't want to face, but I ended up facing it anyway. And one of those things was just being real with myself. Definitely being real with myself. She dumped me on a line from her husband. My little sis and former bestie. Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, but if the relationship, no matter what the relationship or whom the relationship is with, if it's not working, then let it go. I just had to tell somebody that. And again, interestingly, for the past few weeks, I've been talking to men that have been struggling with leaving broken relationships. And it baffles me because you usually don't see men being the ones to struggle with leaving relationships, as they're the ones that are usually leaving the relationships or breaking the relationships, in my experience. So it kind of concerned me, and I really wanted to address this particular video, not just for men, but for the men to see as well, that again, these 3 things that I'm going to talk about, they definitely will help you. I'm sad and I want to let it go. If it's best for you to let it go, listen to these 3 things I'm telling you. So these particular 3 things allow you the strength to be able to let go of the broke. Because even though the relationships may be broken, we still depend on them some kind of way. They still serve some type of purpose. They still feed us some kind of way where we depend on them some kind of way. Even if it's the smallest thing, they're still serving a purpose for us. So that's why, one, we have to understand why they're in our lives. And that's number 1. In order for you to be able to break away free from the brokenness, no matter who this relationship is with, whether it's from negative thinking in your own mind, whether it's from a job, a friendship that needs to end, a relationship, a romantic, any type of relationship, anything. Oh Lord, I made a big garlic mess. Anything that's dealing with toxicity and brokenness in relationships, it does not. I'm gonna spill garlic everywhere. That's okay. The more the merrier. I love garlic anyway. But any type of relationship that does not serve you is considered a broken relationship, no matter who it is. And that was part of my journey of moving on and letting go and understanding and moving forward from my family, because a lot of the relationships that I've had, they were toxic. But I've also learned, since I've not cared and learned to let it go, those relationships are actually energetically repairing themselves without even me having to do much of the work anymore, or the not caring. You're welcome, Mary. So one of the 3 things that you're going to need in order for you to be able to leave that broken relationship. Number 1, you're going to be able to, you have to find a connection to this person. If it is blood related, then that doesn't necessarily mean that that is your particular spiritual connection. The bloodlines just means that there's something that needs to be researched or found out within that particular genetic flow of your family. So you need to figure out your connection with this particular person. So if it's not a blood related person or just a toxic mate, for me, I had to understand why I allowed this man to come in my life. And not only just come in my life, but to stay in my life and keep hurting me and not loving me properly. Why was I choosing that? And I had to figure all of that out. And a part of me figuring that out, I had to understand why he came into my life. So I had to figure out my connection with him, which was me learning to love myself. That was a real issue for me, where I was struggling with not only loving myself, but loving and connecting with others. I had a really, not rough childhood. Emotionally, it was rough. Not physically or anything, although I was molested as a kid. And I do talk about that in my last book, Hush. If you want information about how to get Hush, which tells you to no longer hush about your sexual abuse. So it's titled Hush, Breaking the Silence of Sexual Abuse. Then let me know below. I can get that information to you. We just actually did a book release party. It was fabulous. It was intimate, a Zoom meeting, but you definitely learned a lot about other people's experiences facing sexual abuse. But anyway, if you learn the connection to what if you learn why this person is in your life, getting down to the root of why they came, start looking at how you met them. I had to go back and trace how I met this man. And then even all of the other men in my past. Because he actually wasn't the only abusive person in my life. But this time it was more so I needed to finally figure out what it was that was going on and to get rid of the problem and fix it. So it was definitely a journey for me to explore what the connection was. But once I figured out what that connection was, I was able to take off and move and understand and shape differently from there. Because I was able to determine why I was traumatically bonded to him. So there's something called trauma bonds. And I was traumatically bonded to this particular person and all of the other people that I struggle with breaking free from, because they had something that was connecting me to some trauma that I experienced early on in life that I had never dealt with. And those experiences were simply recreations of that particular childhood or whatever experience it was, where I had an opportunity to fix it, or at least my ego thought. So anyway, learning the connection to this particular thing or this particular person is definitely going to give you the strength and the power to be able to leave that broken relationship. Because once you learn the connection, once you learn the connection that you have with them, then you can begin to embrace what it is instead of attacking it or running from it. You can embrace it and you can manipulate it and make it a part of your reality, and therefore constructing a way to control it better. So as long as you have it hidden and not understanding it, it's going to always control you, because you don't have it under control. So you can never control something that has you under control. Remember that. So if you are understanding of what the connection is that you have with this person, then you can definitely understand how to empower yourself and to break free from them. So number 2, you want to turn your focus from that person to yourself. Now I'm going to tell you a story. When I was leaving my toxic ex-husband, oh my God, I went on YouTube and looked for everything that I could do to fix a narcissist. I wanted to fix this man so bad. Just fix him, because he was broken. He was. But on my journey of fixing him, I discovered that I too was broken. And that was our connection. We were both broken. But instead of me focusing on his brokenness, I started to recognize my own flaws, my own mistakes, my own things that I needed to fix within myself. And when I started to focus on me, I took my focus off of him, which he didn't like, but I loved it. But I took my focus off of him and I put it on myself. And that's where I began to learn to love me, to get confident within myself, to trust me, because I didn't even trust myself. And I didn't even know that I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust God. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust the universe. And that is the major reason why a lot of the things that I faced in my life, I had to continue to repeat, because I had to understand what was going on behind closed doors. And behind closed doors, I mean inside my mind. Because I, again, was hiding behind these broken relationships, so I didn't have to face anything. Everything that I addressed in life back then was behind somebody that I know damn well I had the solutions, but too afraid or not confident enough or not loving of myself, knowing that I deserved better enough for me to be able to pull through and manifest what it is that I need. So when you start to figure out your connection with this person, you can understand and empower yourself, because you then know what it is you need to do from there. Thank you. Then you can turn your focus. Number 2, you want to turn your focus onto yourself, because when you remove your energy from what they do or what they've done or what they've said or how they feel or what they think or who gives a shit, start worrying about what's best for you. How do you feel? Even though they may have said something to you that hurt you, how do you feel? How did it make you feel? And what can you do about that? Because You choose for this particular person to be in your life every day. It's a decision that you make. And I had to accept that about myself. Once I accepted that I was choosing this fool, like literally I wanted this, I had to evaluate why I wanted this. Like, what fear was I running from that was so great? What fear was I running from that was so great that I was willing to stay with this motherfucking idiot that would choke me and cheat on me and just abuse me and misuse me and push me and pull me, just a fucking idiot. But what fear was I running from? Because again, keep my control or their control. You have to keep you have to keep your control. You have to keep your mindset in control of your actions. You have to always remain in control, especially when dealing with a narcissist. I don't know if you're familiar with narcissism or the relationship that one has with them, but it's a very traumatic relationship. And as long as you surrender to the power of them thinking they're in control, because the key to understanding narcissism and leaving that particular relationship is knowing that you have the power. They're the weakest link in the relationship. They know that they are, and they're so afraid that you're going to find out that they are. That's why they play that tough-ass role to try to cover up their insecurities and low self-esteem. Because narcissists are very, 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 they have very low self-esteem. They're like little kids stuck in that, whatever that age is that their mommies hurt them, if it's a man, or their daddies, if it's a girl. Whatever age their parent hurt them, or that maternal or paternal parent figure, whoever played that role, especially if it wasn't their mother or biological father, it traumatizes them. They have some issues. So for a narcissist, you have I'm pretty sure, they're fuckers. I call them fuck boys and fuck girls. Mine was a fuck boy all day long, and he hated it, but he knew it was true. But the thing about a narcissist is to understand them. And again, on my journey of trying to fix him, I fixed myself. And that's where my power came in. That's where my strength came in that relationship. That's when I knew that he was a fuckboy. He was weak as hell. And I was in control because I started to understand what their weaknesses is. I actually have a course. It's called How to Narc a Narc. It teaches you literally. It's like a handbook. They operate from one form of thinking. They literally have a narcissistic handbook because they've all experienced the same trauma and the same type of trauma, even though it may have been different experiences, the same trauma of reject or neglect or hurt or pain. That's what I mean. All of those things, that particular outcome is narcissism. Even for myself, I've noticed that I'm narcissistic, but I had to develop that skill to get the fuck away from him. And that's a part of breaking free from that. And again, learning that process. And I don't know if you've heard of gray rock, but gray rock is an excellent source of getting rid of their ass. Perfect. You have to get to that point, though. It's a process to that, because had I done that gray rock process in the beginning, it wouldn't have worked. You have to be mentally ready and emotionally able to get through that in order to win on that end, because they will use that and flip it around you and hurt you deeply. So you definitely have to be strong in doing the gray rock process. But if you learn to, again, focus on yourself, that focus will energetically pull experiences in your life where it's about you. So whatever it is that you desire to have, if you, like literally, I had a year before I separated from him, I literally had to envision myself without him. It took me a year and a half to leave him, because narcissists are very crazy, so to speak, or they want you to think that shit. But they're very not mentally stable, I'll say that. And a lot of them don't know how to handle their emotions, but a lot of people that deal with them, and I can say this because I was one of them, a lot of the people that deal with them don't know how to handle them. And you'll find yourself being all kinds of crazy. Just trying to get them to understand to leave you alone. Like they will drive you insane. Like look at me, I'm talking about me. I can't stand it. Like and this is how I used to be when I was married with him. Like, I just can't, like, why do you act so, they just do the stupidest shit. Like, literally, they just do the stupid, why did you do that? Like, why? Like, literally, you just cheat for no reason. For what? You got somebody that's loving you, and you know, like, for what? Like, why are you hitting me, or why are you I don't get that. But narcissists, anyway, whole nother story. But a part of breaking free from toxic relationships or any type of brokenness, and again, it doesn't have to be physical relationships, it could be a mental relationship, the way you think, the way you feel, anything that's broken, again, that's taking you away from your fullness or your full capacity of being yourself. You have to turn your focus away from the negative, I'll say, and put it on the positive. You being the positive, and the negative being that thing that should not have been, or that thing which you want to end. So stop focusing on that which was, and focus on what shall be, what it is that you want. If you want this person out of your life, focus on and envision your life without them. What would your life be like without them? How would you feel without them in your lives? Honestly, sit down and say to yourself, and I actually had to tell this man, because he's swerving down that if we broke up that I would be miserable. And I'm like, I don't understand your theory. Like, no, I'm miserable with you. I'm going to be fucking happy without you. Like, he literally, his narcissistic brain could not, and he literally in his psychotic head, fuck everything else right now. Yeah. He literally thought in his psychotic, oh, okay, you said you're in your Bible. Yeah, yes. Fine, although I don't preach religion, but find what connects you to your highest self. If that takes the Bible, then use the Bible. Just be careful with the Bible and understand where it comes from and what it's saying. But don't even get comfortable hiding behind the Bible or the religion, because you absolutely have to, even with religion, you absolutely have to do it yourself. You have to put in the work. You have to figure out figure out the connection that you had with this person. Understand why they were brought into your life. Number one. Number two, turn your focus from them and onto you. And number three, when you start focusing on yourself, and that's good, Mary, that's very, very good. When you start focusing on yourself, you will start to find things about you that you didn't even know existed. You will start to see things about yourself that are magnificent. That's good. Even spirituality. I'm just saying. Not hiding. I'm not saying that you're hiding. I'm just saying, you know how we get comfortable. Like I did tarot. Perfect example. I did tarot. I got comfortable with hiding behind tarot. Even growing up with religion. You get comfortable because even in religion it teaches you at some point your mindset is what's going to free you from any prison or hell or whatever you want to think of. So it's all about your mindset. And that's what this video is for. And it's teaching you. It's about your power and your strength. So when you start to focus on yourself, you'll definitely find parts of that are about you that you can begin to value yourself. And when you start seeing value in yourself, be damned if the narcissist or the abuser or the brokenness will like that, because it will tear up their plans to keep you in brokenness. When you start seeing the value in yourself, the value in even the value in your brokenness, start looking at what's valuable in the broken relationship. What key things can you take from that broken relationship? What don't you want to see anymore? That's something that you can. I had to learn I didn't know what I wanted or whatever, but I knew what the hell I didn't want. I know I don't want somebody that does this in my life or something that I know that. So and I had to look at the broken parts of my lives to see what I didn't want to experience anymore. So finding the value in yourself is definitely going to strengthen your mind, and it's going to lead you to the truth of who you really are. And that's the ultimate goal of anything that we face in life. Anything that we face in life. If you understand the truth of who you are, you've mastered it. Because you can pull off and maneuver anything you face. Anything you face. If you understand who you are, you know, oh Lord, that's high. If you understand who you are, and you know your role, of what is going on in your life, when you have surrendered to that role, you've gotten to a place that many people don't even know exists. You feel me? A lot of people don't even know that exists. A lot of people don't even know that exists. And I need to do my cooking show so I can show y'all how to cut. Alright, that's my steak. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to do my pancakes. I haven't had pancakes in a minute, and then I'm going to do my smoothie. But yeah, so seeing the value within yourself allows you to start walking in your truth. Because when you start seeing your value, you start seeing your truth. And when you see your truth, what can you not face when you see and know your truth? Because when you start seeing it, you'll start walking in it and truly becoming confident in it. You'll be truly understanding of what it is. You'll start to manifest things that you didn't think that you could manifest before. And you'll definitely start to see things differently and start moving and shaking differently. So I definitely want you to keep in mind these 3 things. Number 1, you want to figure out your connection with this person. Understand why you are connected with them, because that connection with this person is going to help you determine how to break free from that person. Because that thing that connected you is the thing that you want to focus on for your healing, because that's the thing that's connecting you. If it connected you to the person, it's going to keep you connected to them. So if you learn what that weakest link is in your relationship, that weak part, that glue part, and you break it, they have no control over you. Even if it's they make more money or they take care of you. Okay, understand that. Realize that. You're in a weaker position because they make more than you and they're in control over that. But guess what? There are some things that you can do, that you can shift yourself and begin to create. And in that creation, even if it's a slow process, again, it took me 1.5 years to leave this man. But even in that creation, you're manifesting things that are building your confidence and are showing you what you can do when you're not with them. So start learning who you are. Start learning who you are. If you want to leave a broken relationship, learn who you are. Fix yourself. Learn who you are. Because if you leave broken and weak and bewildered and not ready to really leave, and you're just leaving out of somebody forcing you to do something, you haven't really prepared for this mentally and emotionally, not just financially. A lot of people just focus on the finances, but it's way more to having money than leaving somebody. You have to emotionally know you can be away from them and be okay. Because leaving a broken relationship is difficult, but staying away is even more difficult. So if you position yourself and arm yourself so when you do separate from them, and you've already manifested the things that which you need to manifest, then you I got distracted with these comments. So if you put yourself in a position to where you can get what you need to manifest, then you'll definitely be okay. So you definitely want to again, learn your truth. Be real with yourself. If you are, and even if you're comfortable with being in that broken relationship, be real with yourself. Just be real. You're not ready yet. Because eventually you'll want to leave, because you'll get tired of being disrespected. You'll get tired of hiding behind the bullshit. You'll get tired of them abusing you, misusing you, mistreating you. You'll get tired. So maybe you're not ready now. That's fine. If you have a ton of excuses, that's showing that you're not ready, and that's fine. That's fine. But you have to be okay with that, knowing that you're choosing to be in this broken relationship on your own because it's your choice. Our lives are the way they are because of the things that we've done. Our realities are ours because our thought process says it is. If you don't like the life that you're living, change your mind. Change your mind. Change your mind. Because your life is the way it is because that's what you think your life is. You are the co-creator if you're a man, and co-creatress if you're a woman of your own life. So whatever you think in your head is real, is what will really manifest in your life. That is what will really manifest in your life. So what is real to you? Is this broken relationship real? Or is it real that it's broken and you need to be set free? What is real? Which one do you really want to continue to live? The broken relationship? Or the freedom? I can absolutely say I am free. I feel fabulous. Although I did face some of those challenges and those fears that I had when I was pre-leaving, I made it through. It's like, and so what? I made it through. I made it through. And because I made it through, you can make it through. Because I made it through, you can make it through. We all can make it through. Because there's nothing that we face in our lives that we can't get through. There's nothing that we don't face in our lives that we cannot get through. So my smoothie, I'm doing my berry medley. And my steak is almost done. I'm putting my pancakes on in a minute. I'm just waiting for the skillet to get hot. I got a banana. So learning the truth about yourself is definitely your great defense and your great wisdom. So I hope these tips helped you. I hope knowing these 3 things helped you. I hope that pineapples too. Pineapple juice, almond milk, and I'm about to get out of here. That's why I'm showing you all this. Blackberries, strawberries, coconut milk. I normally use yogurt, but I don't think I have any, so I just grabbed the coconut milk. I'm actually putting my pancakes on now. So again, knowing these 3 things, knowing the knowing the connection that you have with them is very important, because again, the connection is going to determine their base or pinpoint or foundation with you, so to speak, so you can tear that foundation apart. Number 2, turning your focus off of them and onto yourself is going to shift you into a new energetic force to where you know yourself. And when you start to know yourself, number 3, you'll start to see your value. And when you see your value, you can walk in your truth. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I did go a little bit over my 30 minutes, but I thank you. I will see you next Sunday. And again, beloved, let the skin you're in. Okay. Okay, yeah, today is a day of independence. You're breaking free and becoming independent of your broken relationship. This is your girl, Coach Tonya, and I want to say I will see you next Sunday at noon. So I can just kick it with you and just keep it real and show you the behind the scenes. And maybe tomorrow, maybe next Sunday I'll cook and show you my cooking as well. Well, I'm cooking now, but I didn't show you anything. But maybe next Sunday I'll add that in. I don't know, but see you. Bye.